My medals are in.
Well, John Candy, the last time I saw you was right after they opened Stripes. And we were all wondering if you had gotten all the mud washed off your bod.
Still haven't.
Haven't had any more mud wrestling since then?
No, I've kind of retired. I hung up the mud, so to speak. I don't think I'll be climbing back in the ring. It was painful.
And messy.
And real messy.
And very messy. You know, John, I had a chance to talk with you at that time, both on and off. And one of the impressions that I walked away with was, hey, this guy seems so straight. I mean, you're not off the wall like Belushi. I mean, you sit and talk, you know, like normal people.
Mm-hmm. I hope so.
But is this something that you've ever stopped to think about, that, hey, I am or I am not off the wall?
No, not really. You know, I was just try to be myself, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, I guess. You know, and, working with this group, working with Second City is really just, you know, being yourself, and all the people are just, because we do so many other characters, it's nice to be yourself for a while.
But sometimes I have the feeling like Belushi, for instance. I don't know who Belushi is, really, and I've interviewed him lots of times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who John Belushi is?
I know probably a couple versions of John, yeah.
Both of them kind of far out.
Yeah, well, you know, he's a real nice guy. You know, John's a real nice guy, but I can see where John can go off sometimes, you know. The success, I guess, you know, when you got the media on you so much like that, I guess you just change. You know, there's a lot of defense mechanisms come up that were never there before, and all of a sudden you forget where you are and who you are, who you're talking to. I imagine that happens a lot. I can see that happening to him.
Do you think any of that will happen to you, John? Because now you're getting a lot of exposure on the network, and people, and movies, and people recognize you like that, don't they?
Hard to miss. It's hard to miss. But yeah, I guess I'm going to change. I mean, you know, it's hard not to, but I don't want to, I'm not going to turn into some big jerk or anything. I don't think so. I'm going to start being a real rat, you know, being obnoxious. It's not me. I couldn't do that.
Your off-camera life is pretty normal. You were telling me about your baby, and you were just, you got some more pictures to show me this time?
No, I got the same one. I lost a whole bunch. My wife won't let me travel with pictures anymore. I'm afraid if I travel with my daughter, what happens? Where the heck is she? She's 20 months now. She's starting to talk, and she's doing great. She's watching the Muppet movie 4 times a day. I don't know. She sits and watches the whole thing, all the way through.
And when she sees you on television, what does she do? Got that all figured out?
She looks at me, Daddy.
And she's not confused that Daddy's in the little box and Daddy is here?
Not at all. Not at all. She plays games with me on TV if I'm on. She'll put a blanket in front of her face and drop it. It's sad when I'm not there and she does it to a picture. You know, my wife caught her playing in my office, playing with my picture, like playing peekaboo with a picture. I'm like, oh, God, I want to go home. I don't want to be in Edmonton.
You live in Edmonton?
No, just work there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, just
okay,
work
where
there.
do you live then?
Toronto, a farm outside of Toronto.
Well, now, see, that's a pretty normal life. Do you
Yeah.
actually farm this place?
I try. I'm so bad at it, you know. My neighbors help me out. I mean, I'm real bad at it.
What are you trying to grow?
Well, there's hay growing in the back. Somebody else farms that. I just, you know, we tried to get a garden for the first time. We dug this area up and we started planting things and it started growing. And so did all these weeds. And by the end, we just didn't have time, you know. By the end, it was just weeds. And the rabbits ate all the cabbages and lettuce. I mean, they were just gone. Everything was just a mess. It was so funny. And People magazine came and they wanted to take a picture. I said, you can't. No. Embarrassing.
Everything you see and observe, John, do you see it as, hey, can I use that in a skit, or is that a new character? Is that always a prevailing thought?
Yeah, every now and then, yeah. It's not always prevailing. It's not always there. When you're dry, you start looking like that. You know, when you start drying up, you start looking around a little more than you did before.
Which of your characters were inspired by real events or real people or something?
Oh, geez. Well, LaRue, of course, you know, I've seen guys like that on television shows. I've met people like LaRue. I've always wanted to get get back at them in some way.
Has anybody come up and said, I am the real LaRue?
No, no one will own up to it.
They
No
won't
one will
fess
own
up to that,
no,
huh?
No, the real LaRue wouldn't, you know. He wouldn't. Yeah.
SCTV now, of course, is network, but in many markets, it's also running in syndication.
Yeah, I know.
That's a problem, isn't it?
It's real strange. We've had to change our name about 5 different times. We've been SCTV, we were Second City, we were SCTV Network 90, SCTV Comedy Network, SCTV Television Network, SCTV The Half Hour Show. And they're running an hour version in Canada. I don't know what they're calling it there, the CBC version, I don't know. It's strange. It's like McDonald's. I mean, it's like we're all over the place. And it kind of hurts us, you know, in one respect. I mean, if people see the half-hour show, they figure that's it. Especially somebody turning on new to us, see the show and think, well, or they've seen that. What new stuff? I've seen that show already.
What can you do about it?
Not much. We don't own it. We don't own it. The show's kind of like The Producers. Remember the movie The Producers? I think there's a lot of people who own this show. They're like 200,000% sold, I think.
Well, John, whichever version, and actually we have both versions in our market, so that
Great.
just gives us 2 chances
Well, that's
to
nice.
see you
That's
instead of
good.
1. Good to see you again, John.
Nice to see you
Take
again.
care.
You too.
Thank you.